Welcome back, everybody. SF1 Roads here for a brand new video in my team, F1 2020. We are here at our first race of our career at the Australian Grand Prix. Car feels okay, but we're going to dive right in and jump into qualifying right now. So let's get into it. So I'm not expecting much. I think what I'm going to do with these qualifying sessions is probably make it a one lap to glory kind of thing. So I'm going to go in here quick, take a gander at what's going on, and accelerate the time because I have a feeling I'm not going to get out of qualifying one. Just waiting for these guys to roll down. Who do you think is going to get the pole position for this Grand Prix? Charles Leclerc, it's a 122.8. Just ahead. Valtteri Bottas beats him at 122.3. Vettel is right there, the 22.7. Waiting for it to be about 4 minutes time, and then we're going to kick down and get ourselves situated and head out to this track. 4 minutes on the dot right now. Let's get into it. You guys are going to hear the clicking from my wheel as we go through this career session, so bear with it. You guys might like it. We'll see. But like I said, it is a raw video, so you guys are going to see everything that happens with the Formula 1 game. We're going to pull out now. Oh, that sounded that engine. Team is ready. We're going to get ready, situate ourselves. Turn that down. Don't want that hot lap on right now. Oh, geez. I almost ran into somebody. Sorry, Albon. Wasn't even paying attention. Bit of overcast here, so that might play into a factor. But what do you guys think of this Sauber so far? Has a long way to go before we get up to its prime. The back end seems a bit heavy. I don't know if it is my setup or not. I'll have to look at that later. I would say something about this game. No assists are way more approachable. I know I am using my corner line, 2D corner line. That's so I can learn the braking points of each track before I can eventually turn it off. Because it usually changes with each game. But we're gonna get settled in here. A little bit heavy there. Turn that back up. Not make a mistake before where I thought I was in max, but I wasn't. So we should have enough time to go, just in case we don't get this one right. Here we go, getting ready to go for our flying lap now. Cross the line to start our flying lap. Oh, back end stepped out again.
Okay, there's 2 minutes left in this session and we're in the drop zone. We need a quick lap or that's qualifying over for us.
Locked up just a bit on the front right. Oh, that curve is killing me all throughout practice. Trying to execute these corners as best as possible. Locked up just a bit. Easy on the throttle here. Close as much as you can to that wall. Let's see if I can get anywhere in the top 15 here. Hold on to the car as best as you can. Might have went in a little deep there. Backhand stepped out yet again. Puts us P7. I think that's going to be good for us now. We're going to turn this down. And just cruise on back to the pit lane. I made a mistake last night. I put it on short qualifying, and I think a lot of the times, a lot of the guys would all go out on a set of soft compounds, so it was never any different. Qualifying complete. Let's see if we stay P7 or if we get dropped. I'm actually really surprised that we're P7. Maybe this car likes Australia. Might have to look at bumping the difficulty up as well. I'm on 85 right now. I might have to bump that up just back to 88 because last night 88 was crazy. Alright, gonna pull it into the pits. And that will be it for our qualifying. So I never use a pit limiter because the last game there was definitely a glitch on the pit limiter, especially in league races where you'd slap it on and you'd cross the line. It would still give you a time penalty because it would speed your car up. But let's see if we've made it into qualifying 2. If so, that would be the first time I've done it on this game. Have we done it? We have stayed P7, so we're going to move on into Q2. That is a bit of a surprise. 23.3. I'm exactly a second slower than Valtteri Bottas and Alex Albon, the quicker bunch. Where's my teammate? Where's Alesi? Alesi is almost dead last in P21, so that is not looking good for him. A 24.3, so he was a second slower than myself. But nevertheless, we're going to jump into Q2. All right. Here comes Q2. And I have a fault.
Alright, get ready to jump out if you get too hot in there. There's a problem with the cooling system, and it's going to take us a few minutes to correct it.
Definitely the signs of a brand new teen. I already have a cooling fault. So we're going to skip the repair time and see where this brings us here. It should bring us just about, say 2 minutes. Hold on. Not 2 minutes, 8 minutes. My apologies. My math is terrible sometimes. Should I test it and try a medium compound? I think I'm going to stay on the soft compound.
It's pretty quiet out on track. We should consider getting out there.
Yeah, we're going to stay on the soft compound. And do what we did last time. Accelerate the time to just about 4 minutes. It seems like the track is a little bit clearer at that time. Right about there. Okay. Drive out.
All complete. Mechanics, please stand clear. We're ready to go.
I'm going to let you guys listen to this car through this lap around.
3 minutes to go. Just 1 minute.
Uh, 15th. Not sure how it's this 15th. Okay, so 15th.
30 seconds left in the session.
That's more representative of what I was doing. Not sure how I jumped up to P7 on Q1. Q2 might just see me get mixed out. I don't know how I'm that far down. 5 seconds off the pace. And that's probably going to be us out of Q2 for sure. So we're just going to turn this down and bring it back to the pits. Make sure nobody is behind us. Vettel goes quickest. I am now P16. I have to do the math to figure out if there are 22 cars now on the grid, how many they actually let through in Q2 and Q1 to Q. I wonder if they let 12 people into Q3. We'll have to find that out later in the season. Maybe if this car can improve. So this very sharp right-hander into the pits. Alright, so that is going to be definitely us out of Q2. Starting this race P16. Shall be interesting. For the future videos, I might just forego qualifying, but I wanted to give you guys an idea of what qualifying looked like. I'm sure most people that play this game know what qualifying is all about. But nevertheless, we don't make it out of Q2. You guys will see. Probably dead last in this. Yep, dead last. The 123.9, so I actually did worse this time around compared to last time. That might be why. If we set a 23.3, we would have made it, so it does allow 10 people through. So that's it. That's going to be us on to the race. All right, so we definitely out-qualified our teammate. It looks like we got combined acclaim boost, which I believe that is your popularity as it comes to the fans in Formula One.
Tough luck there. It's not quite where we'd want to be on the grid, but chin up, it's not the end of the world.
So I don't know, on 2019 they gave you an idea of where they wanted you to qualify. They might do this on this game. I haven't seen it yet. Otherwise, maybe I don't know where I'm looking. But let's look at messages. Pre-race. So it's going to be a sunny race, dry weather. Let's get right into it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's tackle the Australian Grand Prix.
Months of rumour and speculation all come to an end today as we return to Melbourne for the opening race of what promises to be an enthralling season. Welcome along then to the Australian Grand Prix. The Melbourne circuit is certainly one that needs to be taken seriously. Its combination of slippery surfaces and difficult corners make it a tricky track when it comes to overtakes. Drivers find it hard to pass and will need to take full advantage of those DRS zones if they want to have any hope of breaking through. Can Mercedes start with victory in their bid to win a 7th consecutive Constructors' title? Could Ferrari or Red Bull establish an advantage early on? And with 22 cars on the grid, how quickly can the new team find their footing? Well, it's great to be back, Anthony Davidson. We've got a lot to talk about this year.
That's right, Crofty. It felt like a long winter, but it's good to finally be back. I have to think the usual suspects will battle it out at the front, but there are always going to be some teething problems early on in the season, so whoever can keep on top of their issues will have the advantage today.
As I mentioned earlier, we're up to 11 teams this season, with a new entry run by, well, of all things, an owner-driver. That's something we haven't seen in this sport since Hector Raback over 4 decades ago. So how are they looking so far?
It's hard to imagine how a small operation like that could survive in the ruthless world of Formula One. And yet here they are, first ever race looking surprisingly strong. But there are no points for qualifying. Let's see how they fare in the Grand Prix proper.
Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Good job yesterday from Valtteri Bottas. The Finn starts from pole position, with Charles Leclerc alongside. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Hamilton, Vettel, Max Verstappen and Albon, Giovinazzi, Ocon, Norris and Kevin Magnussen, Sainz, Stroll, Sergio Perez and Gasly, Kvyat, Rose, Kimi Raikkonen and Roman Grosjean, Ricciardo, Russell, Alesi and Nicholas Latifi. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out. Then let's see who can prevail today.
Uh, this is going to be quite difficult to navigate. I know for a fact that Australia, the AI like to take the first lap very cautiously and very punchy, I guess you'd say. Like an in between that where they're not very careful. So I'm going to have to definitely be careful. But we should see ourselves load up into the pre-race sitting on the grid, and we'll give a rundown of what we're going to plan strategy-wise. All right. So, race strategy. I know from last game I usually did a medium to a soft compound. And I think I'm going to give that a shot this evening. Let's jump on through. So 7, we're going to switch that to a set of mediums, put that to soft. First stint is going to take us right, so 8 laps to 7 laps. Now I do apologize that I'm only doing 25%. I usually do 50%, but for time reasons, 25 just seemed like it would be the easiest for me to get all this content in. And for this race, we're going to chuck on 16 laps of fuel. So we're definitely going to be slower at the beginning of this race compared to the other drivers. But we do have a hard compound to fall back on in case anything comes to ruin on our front wing, which sometimes it does. But formation lap is on. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready for this race. Now I'm going to be definitely talking to you guys through this race. Should be pretty interesting to see. That was odd.
Okay, go through all the gears if you can. We need to make sure the engagement is okay before the start. We're going to want to put some temperature into the tyres and brakes. We need to keep the engine cool though, so don't go too high with the revs.
Now one thing I always do, especially in like league races, is I bring up this MFD screen so you can see the temperature of the carcass of your tires, the temperature of the inside of the tires, as well as your brakes, so you can get them to optimal temperature before the race, as well as trying to keep your engine as cool as possible. Even though everybody knows I am terrible at starts in league races, so I feel like nothing's going to change here.
No threat of rain for the time being. Conditions looking good.
So I have Kvyat just ahead of me, and his teammate in that AlphaTauri, who I feel completely ripped off the Alfa Romeo's livery this season. They just have decided to go with more of a gray and a dark blue. Alright, so temperatures are not looking too bad. Hovering around 90. Don't want to heat the engine too much. Who do I have behind me? I have Raikkonen behind me, of all people. Our big brother team is behind us on our first race. So that might be an indication of what might come. I know their car is stronger than ours. They definitely have the same power unit. They have a little bit better aerodynamics as well as the chassis. So I don't think I'm going to be able to hold him up very long. I might not even battle him. I think our battle is going to be with the Williams behind us. But this is what I'm talking about. These guys love to take the formation lap super slow. This is going to be nerve-wracking. It's one of those things. The reason why I'm doing this wrong is because I'm trying to force myself to get each start, each race, like perfectly right. That way I don't collect any damage, and that way I can better myself in my racing craft. But here we are, ladies and gentlemen, 15 laps of the Australian Grand Prix. Let's get ourselves stuck in. Just waiting for those few to get lined up. Waiting, just waiting. Away we go, away we go. Not a bad start. Everybody's looking pretty punchy. I'm going to hold on to the inside line. There's somebody going. Well, Grosjean. What was that, Grosjean? Raikkonen giving us a squeeze. It looks like Ricardo's going to do the same. We're just going to hold on to the back. Russell, what are you doing? Okay, so what I said about being punchy, I was completely right. Oh, the car's feeling really heavy now. Who do I have behind me? Latifi is looking. Give him the space. He gives me a bump. Chuck this in the Rich. Try to get a good run. Put it in the overtake.
Not a great start. Let's get back on track.
Oh, car is really wide now. Russell goes really wide. That made Ricardo have to check up, so I'm going to be right behind these guys. Yeah, the car doesn't want to turn like it was. Alright, we're putting some distance between ourselves. Whoa, the car, the backhand wants to step out so bad. Ricardo's going to go for a move on Russell. Russell seems to be slow. Really slow. As we almost run into the back of him. I have to get around Russell as soon as I can. I think he's starting to hold us up. I don't know if he has front wing damage or not. Let's see if we can make a move. Probably not right here. That was a bit of a dangerous sequence. Let's just see if we can hold on to the back of this Williams driver. Locked up the front left just a bit. Inside curbs not helping.
DRS is being enabled this lap. We can use DRS when you are within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone. Some information on Ocon. It looks like the problem is terminal. They're retiring the car.
So Ocon is out of this race.
Okay, clear.
As you guys can see, his car is parked up on the right. I'm fighting the back end of this car so bad. See, it keeps wanting to step out. I don't know if it's the fact that I'm on medium tires or...
Battery charge is high. Let's use that overtake button more.
But actually, we're going to save it. Oh, that was a really, really bad run. So we're going to stay behind Russell here. All right, overtake. Rich, DRS is open. Can we get Russell here? This time around, he's going to pull the inside. We're going to pull the inside. I locked up. Bit argy-bargy, but we make the move done. The car's still fighting me. Turn overtake off. So I know one thing about this game, the AI this season are a lot more aggressive. Let's see if we can't catch up to Ricardo ahead of us. He's pulled away with Raikkonen while we were fighting Russell. Ugh. Can we push forward? This car, it feels different than it did in qualifying. Not as planted. Not sure why. Just have to be easy on the throttle. Like there. It does not like this set of corners. Alright, I'm gonna have to start utilizing my ERS a little bit more. My teammate is actually pulled up relatively close to Russell now. That might be promising. Go on, lad. Earn that paycheck. I'm still fighting this car. What is the gap now between us?
We're approaching the
3.3.
pit window. You'll be on the softs.
Don't touch that. Don't touch that curve, and I touch it.
Gap to car in front is 3.3 seconds.
Can we bring that gap down any closer? Not by touching the grass, we can't. That was a much better run this time. I'm not going to put in an overtake just yet, saving that ERS. We are currently running in P18.
Vettel is in the pits.
Couple guys are in the pits now, so we could benefit from this. They are going to be moving to the medium compound, whereas I'm going to be moving to the soft compound. With these guys battling ahead of me, that might help me. As long as I can navigate some of these corners a little bit better than I've been doing. Alright, there's a big pack of these guys fighting now. I wonder if I can catch up to them before they have to dive to the pits. Or I can maybe make a little bit of time. Went a little deep in there. Oh, this car doesn't want to handle as much. A lot of drivers are in the pits now. Can we make... Let's actually
We're
check this.
boxing this lap. Give us the best in lap you can.
I wonder what Ricardo's on. I wonder if he's on the medium compound.
Ricardo is seconds ahead of you. The gap to the car ahead is 3.2 seconds. They're on old softs. Their tyres are 7 laps old. We think they've got one more stop. The time last lap was a 1:27.7. You're gaining by 1/10 a lap.
Let's see if we can't get any more.
We're not going to be able to run in this engine mode much longer. We're about a lap over target. Drop down to mix too soon.
The back end of that car stepped out so much. Are we pulling into the pits? We are.
Giuliano is coming in for his stop. Go, go,
All right.
go.
On our way out, we have a lot of guys coming out through the pits. Come on.
Up to speed now. Let's get some heat into those tires.
Car already feels way better. So let's see if we can't make any time up. Just want to take it easy on this out lap. Have these soft compound tires get up the temperature. We're getting closer, but not close enough. All right, so we're in striking range, but we have a lot of cars here to navigate through, so this might be a bit tricky. I'm gonna have to wait for my moments to pass, as Ricciardo does have DRS on the guys ahead. And we know Ricciardo is a king of late dives, so if he wants that position back, he's gonna get it back. However, we're on the soft compound, so let's see if we can't get ourselves closer. Alright, DRS is open. Just gonna wait for our time here. Oh, had to check up there.
5 laps of fuel remaining.
Make the late dive on Ricciardo. There's
We're
a
leading
lot.
our teammate by 14.6 seconds.
There are a lot of drivers ahead of us, all running the soft or the medium compound. I keep saying that. That was a bit hairy. Can we take our big brother team with Raikkonen behind the wheel? He is going to have DRS on Kvyat. Okay, I don't know how I didn't get a warning for that. Oh, we're gonna have to make a move around Kimi. No, we're gonna save it.
We've got a lot of spare energy. Use your overtake button.
Kimi is not gonna give us any inch. We're gonna have to dive for the inside on Kimi, which is gonna turn the outside double move. Oh! That was my fault. Deeply my fault.
Alright, so we've been looking at the damage, and we think you should be okay to continue. It'll cost us a little bit of time, but we're nearly at the end of the race.
Definitely have an orange wing now. Not the best move. Kimi, I wonder if he has damage. I can't tell.
Raikkonen is behind you. The gap is less than a second. They're on fresh mediums. Their tyres are 4 laps old. The time last lap was a 1 minute 27.5.
I doubt I'm going to be able to catch Kvyat now, being on this broken wing.
There's 3 laps of fuel remaining.
Let's give it a shot. This time I promise I won't slam the side of your side pod.
Yellow flag. Our gap to the car in front is 3.1 seconds.
What has happened to Sands? Sands is out of the session.
Green flag.
So, penultimate lap of this race. One big mistake. Racing the Alfa Romeo of Kimi Raikkonen might have costed me more than I could have gotten out of this race. Because now I'm battling pretty tough with this car. It does not want to turn in, especially when you turn to the right. I do have Kvyat just behind me. And when you want to turn there, it doesn't want to turn there either. I missed the gear.
1 lap of fuel remaining.
Last lap of this Grand Prix. It looks like we're going to have to settle.
Final lap of the race. Gap to teammate behind is 16.4 seconds.
It looks like we're going to have to settle for P14 this evening, which is a little bit better than I expected. Easy on the throttle, because the car absolutely hates these corners now. Let's use up what we have in this car. Looks like Valtteri Bottas picks up the first win of the season in that Mercedes. All right, that's going to do it for the Australian Grand Prix. We're going to come home P14.
That's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Fermé.
So Mercedes have won it, and what a great race it was. Tell me, Ant, how did they manage to achieve this win?
I feel like consistency was probably the key today. There's being quick, and then there's being quick lap after lap after lap. If you can do that, you can capitalise on other people's errors without making many of your own. And that's an approach that can push you a long way up the field.
And I can see the drivers starting to approach the podium for the victory celebrations. A real team victory today. Everybody played their part. Congratulations then to Mercedes, your race winners today. Let's have a quick look at how the driver standings have changed. After today's performance, Valtteri Bottas secures the championship lead. After an incredible day of racing, who was your driver of the day, Ant?
It has to be said, Romain Grosjean certainly had my eye today. He made impressive gains during the race.
It's time to see how things are shaping up in the Constructors' Championship. Mercedes move to the top of the table. I'm equal parts exhausted and elated with this weekend of Formula One. Be sure to join us for the next one.
All right, that is going to do it for this episode. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of I guess you'd say a little extra bit. I'm going to give you guys the race highlights towards the end of this video. But guys, if you like this video, hit subscribe. If you want to see more content, more My Team Career Mode, make sure you check back. I'm going to try to update this as best as possible. I do have a lovely daughter on the way who's due any day now. So if my videos go a little quiet for a while, you guys will know why. But until then, guys, thank you so much. Until we hit Bahrain, I will see you on the next one. You guys have a lovely, lovely time. Hope you guys are all staying safe. This is SF1 Roads signing out for this evening.